are pretty hot at the moment, so forgive us if we are eating some lollies and all the rest of it. Let me just turn it down. And yes, it's a bit of a warm one today. Also, I'm not in the 100% physicalness or mental. Well, mentally I'm fine. It's just physicalness is always a bit of an issue. Hey, Harif. I mean, we are the cheeky boys indeed, and we are now live.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you for that, Harif. Good morning, afternoon, everybody, and welcome along to another live stream. Yes. And it's less than 2 weeks away from the grand final of the Eurovision Song Contest.
We've just gained another subscriber.
We have. Thank you very much, whoever that was. Yeah, forgive us. We are eating lollies because I've not been the best today, and also on a personal level, I had to put my eldest cat down yesterday. Thank you. Her name was Ruby. She was 18 years of age, so Rick, of course.
She was a lovely cat.
She was a lovely cat, absolutely. But yeah, no, it was not ideal. Plus, you know, I hate to talk about money or anything else like that. 9 days away, yeah, you're right. But yeah, I hate to talk about money, but vet bills are bloody expensive these days.
Yeah, I know that.
Do you know how much it costs for the whole thing?
No.
Consultation, all the rest of it? £352 just to inject her to put her down. Anyway.
Ouch.
Yeah, rest in peace, Ruby, absolutely. I know, fantastic age, Will. Not the oldest cat in the country, but I think that's at 30 years of age, as far as this country is concerned for cats, so that's pretty good. But yeah, no, Ruby was getting worse and worse in terms of her
physical illness.
Yeah, physical illness and all the rest of it. She wasn't good, so we took the unfortunate but necessary decision, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, absolutely. I have to go from stream. For now. So no worries, Harif. Maybe we should go earlier. That way you can stick around, for God's sake. Anyways, right. So as far as the whole entire premise of this live stream is concerned, we are, of course, constantly still talking about the Eurovision Song Contest. I've done a recent bold predict. Well, I say bold. It was like likely but bold predictions as far as, excuse me, my thoughts are concerned. And sorry to put Ireland in at number 5. I do think it's fairly possible that they might do worse than you think, considering we've gone from something dark but something quirky to like a typical uppy pop song. And it also talks about effectively a dog that went to space but also died.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So even though you love it, I just don't think it's going to get the momentum.
I can understand that, but I can still think it might qualify just.
UK and Australia will help it out.
Yeah. I'll help it out because I'll vote for it.
Yeah, that's true. So, let's get
I'll certainly be voting for Ireland because I always do when I can.
Yeah, of course. So I need to sort some things out here. So we'll go to... Well, let's go through. I have an idea. So how about we go through each individual country and come up with some sort of bold prediction.
Yeah, for each country.
For each country. Because I think that's
only
a
good idea. Yeah,
appropriate. So we'll get all of the songs up in question. Let me just get this up. So that's not what I intended, but sure, why not? That was interesting, to say the least. Let me... Oh, so it's just... Well, let me do that first of all. So at least then I can properly sort that out, and then just do... Because then we can get a bit bigger, you see. And then we'll switch the shenanigans over. So there you go. Let me make... Let me get out of that and make that... Oh, that's about the maximum you can do. Okay, that's fine. So, we'll talk about Albania first, in terms of our bold predictions.
I think a bold prediction for this is a big fan favourite.
Huge.
It's going to flop.
The thing is, I can't get around to it. I have never, and you're the same with me, I have never been able to understand the fan hype about this.
No.
Like, don't get me wrong, it is quirky, it is...
different.
It's different, it's culturally significant also towards Albania, and it also, as far as the band name is concerned, it's a place in Albania. Shkodra is... Well, actually, I know someone who lives in Shkodra, so he's like quite excited that potentially Albania could do very well with this. Obviously, he's from Albania. He's going to like it, duh. But I don't know why. I just cannot relate to it.
Same here.
Same here. Form.
She's a brilliant singer, though. I'll give you that.
Great for it. And in a way, the the quirkiness of I've forgotten the ball guy's name. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know his name, but I just called him the Albanian bloke from. He looks like a clone of the bloke from what's that Norwegian band?
Clone from who?
What's it? On the canoe, yeah.
Oh, you mean the Dam Diggy Da Kino? That's the one. Yeah, I couldn't think of it. So I suppose, except he's got a heck of a hooter.
And she reminds me a bit of Jessie J.
With the fringe, yes.
Yeah.
With the fringe, maybe. She's got Claudia Winkleman's fringe, if you like. Yeah. Well, Claudia Winkleman was like a famous broadcaster here. Anyway, so I think I wouldn't say it'll like not qualify. I think it will qualify because it's got that unique charm and it's in Albanian. There's this little like thing at the moment whereby
I think it's going to qualify, yeah, but I don't think it's going to do well in the final.
There's this little thing like for the past few years now whereby you send a song in English for Albanian and it doesn't qualify, then you send it in Albanian and it does. So I think it will
qualify. I think it'll qualify. I can be assured of that, but I don't think it's going to do well in the final.
I have a feeling that it could be the case as well. I don't think the jurors, for whatever reason, are going to go for this.
No.
I reckon it might get, 40, 50 points from the public, but not enough to like elevate it above maybe top 20. I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, I don't understand.
That's kind of our bold prediction.
Like, for instance, everyone's got like their absolute favourite they want to win Eurovision. Right? And obviously... And then obviously you got those ones that you know that's going to be a big jury winner favourite. Why? And we have the televote only semi-finals. Yeah? Why don't they vote tactically so that those songs don't qualify?
I don't. At the end of the day, the Eurovision Song Contest is all about your favourite song anyway.
Yes.
So that really, you're kind of defeating the point in terms of tactical voting. Like. Even when televoting first came in for the UK in 1997, we still gave 12 to Ireland.
Yes.
And they were like our nearest rivals that year. I know we dominated and it didn't really matter, but we still gave 12 to them and they still gave 12 to us. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? It just goes down to the song mostly at the point. Bold prediction for Armenia.
Outside chance for a top 10.
Because
apparently the staging's pretty good.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some rehearsal talk later, for sure. I do think Armenia is quirky enough and nice enough, and it might be a bit loud. Yeah. And a lot of people are sleeping on it, but my mum loves it.
Yeah, yeah.
And normally any songs that
it's grown on me a little.
Oh, that's good. But mum loves this one. It's not getting enough attention that she thinks it is, but she's always loved it. Normally, any song that she likes tends to do really well, anyways. If I had to come up with a bold prediction, I would say does really well with the jurors, really well with the jurors, but it can either go one or two ways. It'll either just about not qualify, which has a chance. Yeah, it's one of them border qualifiers. But at the same time, if it does get through, the jurors I think will lap this up. I just got that feeling. If I had to come up with a bold prediction. So you're saying absolute top 10. That would require the voters going for it as well.
Yeah, that's what I think. It could get top 10, I think.
Well, we'll see what happens. We have to come up with a bold prediction for Australia.
Non-qualifier.
It's not going to happen, mate.
That's my bold prediction.
No, but it's a televote only semi-final. It's going to qualify. It's mad. It's captivatingly bad in more ways than one. Plus, it's all about.
And also that one where I showed you about Nigel Farage for a milkshake thrown at him. But we don't want to taste that milkshake, man.
No, but I don't mind this one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit Marmitey, I suppose, but at the same time, it's still quirky enough to qualify.
I'm not a fan of it.
Excuse me. So I if I had to come up with a bold prediction, I suspect it might garner 80 to 90 from the jurors. If it does qualify, though, it wouldn't surprise me if it does come bottom 5 with the public, given the way the last few years. But considering this is more of a televoter kind of song, I would have to say it's probably going to end up top 5, but I suspect the jurors are going to absolutely all the way down. Same for another country we'll come to later, but we'll see what happens. Shock prediction or multiple point bold or likely prediction for Austria.
Well, they're saying this is going to do very well, don't they? Maybe
a lot of people think,
but maybe it won't.
This is the thing.
But I still say that this is the big challenger to Sweden.
Here's the thing. A lot of people have been saying, as far as the fandom is concerned, because they're used to this kind of song and this kind of singer, for that matter, in terms of operatic great notes, people think and / want it to do well. It's actually topping a lot of the polls, surprisingly enough.
But I reckon this could be one of those ones where people think, yeah, we know that's going to do well, and then all of a sudden...
Then vote for something else.
Nobody votes for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could be like that because a lot of the fan bases, when they go to their casual viewers and talk to like family, friends who like don't watch Eurovision but hear the song for the first time, they're not that wowed by it.
No.
That's the word on the street. Casuals aren't taking to this as much as the Eurovision fans.
No.
So while we think possibly the jurors are going to make it top 5, it could be a Malta situation from 2021.
Yeah.
Could be that.
Yeah.
We will see on that one. Although that being said, JJ's vocals out of this world.
He can sing really well.
Absolutely out of this world.
He's going to kill it. So.
Absolutely. Let's come up with a bold prediction for Azerbaijan. Well, let's talk about its rehearsal because...
it had a very good rehearsal according to the polls. The press poll.
Okay, let me just get this up. Instagram. Oh, excuse me. They actually drove those Lego F1 cars.
Oh, something about...
Oh, we'll deal with Azerbaijan first. So,
there's some information as well.
Yeah, we got that. So here's the information here. I hope you can see that. So it says here, Azerbaijan's Mama Gamma bring the funk pop vibes. No, I don't want freaking Remember Monday. Thank you very much. Oh my God. So I'm going to have to pause that. Thank you. So Azerbaijan's Mama Gamma bring the funk pop vibes with Run With You. Chose no national fun there. Song blends Daft Punk, Nile Rodgers funk with Azerbaijani tradition, highlighted by lead singer Asef playing the saz, a traditional long-necked lute after each chorus. Hence the little thing in the background. It's like so there, or in the
not really playing it.
Well, yeah, obviously he's not really playing it, but or in the case of Monzemilov, just make something up. No one will notice.
No.
The performance centers on a lit halo on the floor, mirrored by a smaller one suspended above, with the LED wall displaying animated shadow dancers that echo Mama Gamma's moves. This creates a cool crowd effect that adds to the summery vibe, making it a bop that gets everyone moving. Okay. The band rocks stylish black leather suits with a red accents, with Asev and Hassan and different jacket styles and Alf in a sleeveless top for drumming ease.
The male dancer's final outfit will debut in the next rehearsal, so the outfit that they wore in this rehearsal wasn't the...
Okay. Yeah, they're joined by 3 dancers in sparkly black and red catsuits. We'll debut for the next rehearsal. To cap it all off, the performance ends with big flame jets, adding an explosive touch to the high energy routine. So we'll see what happens with that one. Because at the end of the day, look, when I first listened to the song, it was actually quite nice to listen to. Maybe that doesn't quite suit Eurovision, but to be said, there's quite a few songs this year that doesn't really suit Eurovision.
Yeah, like the UK century.
Exactly. So there's a lot of songs this year that doesn't really suit it, but nevertheless could stand out for its quirkiness and differentness, especially with the song in the background where it's like that's the song, that's the instrumentation in question. So if I had to come up with a bold one for this one, I say surprise qualifier. Might pick up some jury votes. Might flop with the public. Might get 0 points from the public. You never know. But I think it's quirky enough to maybe just snip it into the top 10. I think it'll flop with the public on the night, but might get some jury points. 80 or 90 or something like that.
If it qualifies.
It could end up being a borderline. You never know. Let's deal with Belgium. We got some information on that. You're quite right. Just bear with me. Here it is. So this is from his rehearsal.
Pause it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. You're right. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. So what I'm going to do... Hang on a minute. I'm just going to change that a bit. So, hang on. Come up with... Where are we? Actually, what I can do... Hang on. That one and then that one. That should do it. No, he doesn't have all that. Okay, where are the other ones? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure this out. Sorry about this. Blah, 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 Ludo.
Female Millwall.
I'm not bothered by that either. There was another one here. Here we go. So this is the website in question. I come up with all of this. Belgium it is.
Oh, some good info on here.
Yes, so finally we get something here. I'm just going to make that... Can we make that a bit bigger? Not really. Oh, well. Doesn't matter. So what I will... No, never mind. Hope you guys can read that.
Yeah.
So it says, the precision choreography of the lighting and graphics is spectacular. In the final section, the Lego lights descended to add some intensity for the final section when the whole thing goes off and the arena dances like the whole world is watching. Hello, Joe. You can call me the milkshake man. A bit late to the party. But anyways, so yeah, the moving platform hasn't made the journey from Eurosong, where Sebastian stays grounded for this, and now has 3 dancers rather than the previous 4. His costume is very similar to the red PVC suit with triangular shoulders he wore in the official video, and his dancers are in matching outfits with the black accents. Being floor-based also allows Red Sebastian to include some precision choreography, including a section where he interacts with his own reflection on the LED floor.
Oh, that'd be interesting. That sounds very interesting.
The big notes are something else. There is no roof left on this arena. We need to lie down.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Obviously, his vocals are amazing, apparently, according to that.
Wow.
But yeah, if I had to come up with a bold prediction for Belgium...
I reckon it might flop with the juries.
Yeah, because it's just... It's not quite on the same grade as what jurors would go for. Don't get me wrong, they'll go for his vocals, but it might, 20th to 15th for the jurors or something like that?
Yeah, as I said, it's one of those dance songs. You don't know which way it's going to go with them.
No, you do not.
No.
As far as that's concerned. So it's... for me, I personally like it. It's in my top 10 all the time. It's slightly gone down since. Oh, excuse me. But I see... yeah, my live prediction's probably not as good with the jurors. Public, just about 100 points. I'm not seeing wow.
No.
So maybe mid-table finish for Belgium.
Yeah.
So I'm not seeing wow there, if you ask me. So that's probably my likely/bold prediction. Is there any information on Croatia? I think there was.
Yeah, well, there was, yes.
We'll go to that first then, if we can find it. Plan for the final, I'm buying milkshake to drink during Australia's performance. If they get there, you never know. At least do it for the semi-finals, buddy. At least do it for the semi-finals. So we've got some information.
Get some Yazoo in then that night, shall we?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can. I can't stand milk. Can't stand the taste of milk.
No, I might get a milkshake myself and bring it round.
You drink what you want, heart's content. It's fine. So, forget everything you saw at Dora. This is now full Shakespearean drama.
Okay.
According to this, so I just need to do one thing. That's the one. For subcount. That's what I want. There you go. I don't want... Oh, that's a sub... Oh, sorry. Bear with me for a moment. Views, here we are. Couldn't get that for a minute. Okay, so forget everything you saw at Dora is now full Shakespearean drama. The Lego lights are in full effect here, crisscrossing each other to create a more intimate stage space that has an added bonus of providing dramatic lighting backed by red and green storm clouds and flames. Costume-wise, Marco's black outfit with the pointy shoulders have been replaced with something more completely unexpected. A full-length cape with fur around the shoulders
this is very Eurovision.
Giving evil to the prince.
This is very Eurovision.
Sounds it. In the middle of the stage is a grey cauldron with Marco and his full poison cake. With Marco and his full dancers casting their spells into for the first verse and chorus. The dancers all wear matching blue and white outfits with frills and ribbons, and for the second half they head to the frame stage. At the end, Marco sheds his cape to reveal a matching blue and white shirt. So there's a reveal. They will get to the final. If they don't, I will vote for them 40 times. I have 2 Sims. Fair enough. Well, but I hope Australia does it for you. I really do. I'm sure they will, though. And it may also be the size of the arena, but it feels like there's deeper bass on this live arrangement. The whole performance feels darker, more deliciously atmospheric, and a very long way from the Dora kitchen. In other words, from the national final. Welcome to Basel. Lots of low fog. That adds to the witchy opening, and flame and jets on the front stage through to the final 2 choruses. For the final,
they've gone Bambi fug.
Very. For the final, the smoke jets mirror more smoke on the LED wall, and the Lego lights go full techno. We forgot to breathe again. So there's that. I will be buying a cake with green sprinkles for this performance.
Yes,
says Joe. Fair enough. If I had to come up with a predict, all right.
I reckon it might qualify now.
Nah, we're only going by text and photos. We need moving images. I've always said I'd rather go by moving images than text and a freaking photo, which doesn't really tell the whole story.
But it's a lot to live up to, isn't it, from last year's entry?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think Croatia, again, is another one of them borderline ones, potentially non-qualifier likely at this point.
Yeah.
If you're going by the fan base. But if that's the case, then if I had to come up with a likely/bold prediction, finishes 11th. I don't see it qualifying.
Finishes 11th in the semi-final.
Yes, in other words, just misses out, in my opinion.
I kind of agree with that.
I just don't see the song as strong enough.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
You are obsessed with milkshakes, Joe. Also, if I had to drink a milkshake, it'd be chocolate. In my opinion.
Yeah.
So Cyprus, I don't think we've got any information on that, have we yet? Because it's later on in the rehearsals.
Actually on that.
No, there wasn't.
No,
there wasn't. Trust me, because it's later on. It's in the second semi-final, you see. We've only got the first semi-final.
Yes, so Cyprus.
Well, it's got scaffolding, apparently.
Yes.
We're all aware of that. And the background's going to be unusual.
But
we think his vocals are going to be weak.
Yeah, that's what we believe.
Because there's quite a few. There's also an Instagram video he did. I do apologise. There's an Instagram video he did of him running on a treadmill while singing at the same time. And if you ask me, when I look at the responses to that, half like it, half don't. So if you ask me, I don't think it's going to be strong.
No, it's not a good one.
So maybe my bold/likely prediction at this point, non-qualifier. Because it is currently predicted to qualify. I'm
going to say non-qualifier and only scoring 1 point in the semis.
I don't see it being 1 point. I see... I mean, look, it's last up, though, which normally is a good thing for any country. Yeah, but last up countries tend to likely qualify more than not.
Yeah, but we now have the vote at the beginning of the show, don't we?
We do. That is true. That does sway. Oh, no, that doesn't apply to the semi-finals.
Oh, of course it doesn't. No, I keep forgetting now.
It doesn't. The vote throughout the show doesn't apply to the semi-finals. You have to vote at the end after all the acts are done. Then you can vote, so that might sway it. But at the same time, well, I mean, we'll wait for it. But it just depends on how they do the camera
I still
angles.
think they should do a rest of the world jury as well as the rest of the round vote.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
Yeah,
come up with some random Don or Donnie to announce it all.
Not Donald Trump.
No, not Donald Trump, obviously.
No.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, Europe.
You could have someone from America do it, though, couldn't you?
Like J.D. Vance.
No, or a celebrity. Like
yeah.
Angelina Jolie or someone like that.
Oh God, I don't know Angelina Jolie. She's so last year. You know what I mean?
Cyrus or someone.
Yeah. Someone modern. Anyway, yeah, that's my likely prediction.
And apparently Celine Dion has dropped a hint that she may be performing.
We'll see if she does or not. I expect she probably will, but
yeah.
She said she wasn't going to, though.
Yeah, I know, but she's now dropped a hint that she was.
Probably teasing everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do Czechia. I think there's some information on them.
There was information on Cyprus.
Oh, yeah. My apologies. It was last up. Oh, let's quickly talk about Cyprus. The 11 and the 2 dancers form in the shape... I do apologise.
I told you there was.
Yeah, sorry. Form in the shape of a mysterious figure referenced in the lyrics. A silhouette that will be immediately recognisable. Oh, okay. As performance unfolds, the towers shift positions. Towers? We're doing Poland. We're doing Poland last year. Who did this? The guy from Embers. The towers shift positions to create different formations. Theo and his 4 dancers incorporate them seamlessly into the choreography. I won't be voting in the final until the last act has performed. It's not fair. Yeah, I agree with that.
We don't either, do we?
Me neither. Stunning visuals and dynamic lighting enhance each movement, adding depth and intensity to the staging. Sounds exciting? No, but we back that up watching it live. It's a super slick, high-energy 3-minute workout, which does things with scaffold towers and very gymnastic men that we didn't know were even possible. The lighting shifts from black and white at the start to black and red in the middle, then back to black and white. Then there's a moment at the end before the final drop when everything stops and Theo just breathes with a clever clamor effect that makes it look like he's dissolving into the ether. So we've got camera effects, like CGI kind of shenanigans.
Oh, nice.
Costume-wise, I'll get to you in a minute, Joe. Costume-wise, it's black trousers and black vests all around. And as for, hey, Rebecca, and as for the recognisable figure mentioned in the notes above, we regret to inform you that we're not to tell you what it is because that would be a big spoiler for some very clever staging and some things are worth waiting for. Fair enough.
Apparently it's the Cyprus entry from last year.
Who was the Cyprus entry from last year?
Singer from last year.
Who was it for Cyprus?
Can't remember.
I can't remember either. What they should do is when they recap it, do it in reverse order. They do 3 recaps last year, 2 of which were normal. The last one was in reverse.
Yeah, they should do that.
So that was that. I think they should do just the 2 recaps, 1 normal, 1 reverse. In my honest opinion. Who did represent Cyprus last year? Because I've completely forgotten. Oh, Liar! Silly Capsis!
Yeah, apparently she's on the stage. I heard a rumour about that.
Oh, yeah, the truth, yeah. I do apologise. The first one should be reversed now. First one normal, second one reversed, if you ask me. I completely forgot about that. I do apologise. We'll get on with Czechia. Okay, let's go on with Czechia now, because we were talking about Cyprus. So, there's no information on Czechia at the moment, is there?
I don't know. We better check.
I don't think there is.
We better check.
Get out of here. I don't think there is. No, because we've already got photos and all the rest of it. No, Czechia is second semi-final anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing on Czechia.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we had to come up with a bold predictions, he's got them dance things.
Top 15.
I reckon consistent voting, but like either high 90s or low hundreds to hundreds, but like consistent on both accords. So both jury and televote. The first one should be. It's always worth a shut up, Joe. Shut up. If I had to come up with a live prediction, probably that might get top 10. Because of the consistent voting, you never know. It just depends on how it stands out. I think Czechia can do well because he will stand out among a lot of high-pitched men this year. True, that is that. He's not high-pitched. He's got, unlike most of the other males, a dance break.
Yes.
Aside from Czechia, because I think they might have a dance break.
But is Czechia.
No, I meant Cyprus, sorry. Aside from Cyprus.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant. But yeah, no, he could stand out a little bit. And also, it's a quirky song that goes slowly do and then goes boody 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 boody. So it could.
Kiss goodbye.
Yeah, I like that. I prefer the kiss goodbye element compared to the dance track personally.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, this is a bit of a fan wank all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Denmark.
Yeah, some fans are now actually predicting this to win.
I don't get that. But here's the thing about.
I think it's going to be a non-qualifier.
Well, it was likely to begin with because of how similar to it was compared to like previous songs of similar standing beforehand. It's a Lorraine copy after all.
Yeah.
We keep saying that.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people are sort of getting into it. But I think it's only gaining traction because of Cecile. She's amazingly self-aware and a great personality. Don't get me wrong, she's a legend. But I just think the song is not that strong enough.
No.
The bubble likes it. I still think it's dated and uninteresting. Could cue a new... Exactly, it's borderline at the moment.
Yes.
It's definitely 100 million % borderline. I think the bubble only likes it because it's similar to previous ones in the past. Besides, I remember in I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
Let me get Denmark up. Because there was one particular... 2015. 2015? 16, 17? I can't remember now. Where is Denmark? Oh, I'm on it. Anyway, there was... No, where are... Yeah, Where I Am by Anya. That got a lot of traction online. That was like top 4, top 3 in terms of its semi by the fan polls.
Yeah, but it didn't do very...
Well, it qualified, but it didn't do that. It only just scraped qualification, look.
Yeah.
It only just scraped qualification and did 20th in the final.
That was my favourite Danish entry.
We all love Higher Ground.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
But yeah, a lot of people F-wanked Anya as well, and that flopped.
I think that one that would have done well, that Ben and Tan, yes.
We've already discussed that anyway. But if I had to come up with a prediction for Denmark, just about qualified, but yeah, bit like Anya from 2017, might just about qualify but flop. Also, where is it in the running order anyway? I've forgotten. So where is the running order? Give me the running order, because you've overlapped everything else. There it is. Denmark, 11th. That's not a good slot.
No, it's not.
That's not a good slot at all.
No.
Right, back to prediction time. Let's go to Estonia. We've got some information on the rehearsals, so that's the main thing. We've actually got pictures, so that helps. Where was it? There. Those are the pictures. You may give it a few votes for...
Does it? Oh, God, his tie's a bit too long, isn't it?
What he's trying to enact is a Donald Trump.
Oh.
That's what he's trying to go for, taking the mick out of him. Because everything in the background's to do with him is Tommy Cash. He's named as plain Tommy Cash. Everything. There's even the Hollywood sign?
Yeah.
Tommy Wood.
I like him. I like him. Anyone who takes the piss out of Trump, I love. Yeah.
At least that's what we think we're going with.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't say for certain, but that's...
Me and Maury.
You didn't like the song to begin with. Come on.
That's grown on me.
Oh, I wonder why. Because I just mentioned potentially...
No, the song has. It's gone in my head. And it's like...
Yeah, it's only gone in your head because I mentioned the fact it might go against Donald Trump. I can't know for certain. Anyway, so I was going to say... those are the pictures, especially with the big coffee cup thing. And there was some information on it. Yeah. Espresso Market's first of 3 songs in Italian... Tommy's wearing the same blue suit / long red tie we saw at the national final, and the routine is also very much the same, with 2 burly security guards who are joined by 2 others with Tommy's trademark spaghetti leg dance routine. So stupid. The LED backdrop creates an alpine landscape that matches the mountains that flank the stage, with similar animated graphics to those we saw in the national final, just much bigger and bolder. There's a real fun energy to this song you can't help but sing along. This is, as the kids say, going to go very big in the hall. And this is why I'm sticking with my original decision in the fact that this is going to do really bad with the jurors, might even come last, but my goodness me, it's going to get a lot of televote votes.
Yeah, I reckon it might be top 3 or top 5 in the semi-final.
Probably that.
Yeah.
Probably might be that.
That's what I reckon.
And it might get to, I say at least 200 plus from the public, but it's probably going to get hardly anything, if nothing at all, from the jurors.
No.
It might get a couple from the Baltics, but there you go. He probably has the worst vocals this year, but will end up around 10. Exactly. It's like he has the worst vocals, dodgy staging, crap song for the jurors. Might not even get anything.
Just like when Spain scored more points with us with Chicky Chicky.
Yeah, but that's from the jurors, that was. No, public, excuse me.
Yeah, it was televote only then, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was 2008. Yeah, I forgot about that. Right. What was I going to say? Oh, let's move on to Finland. We haven't got any information.
Yes, there was, actually. I saw it.
Yeah?
Yes.
I'm being stupid sometimes. La 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 la. No, Finland's like Tomorrow, yeah, Finland's
tomorrow.
yeah. So we don't have any information on Finland, but we kind of know what we're going to expect. It's going to be something similar to that outfit.
Is she going to go for the nun? That's the question.
I just think it's going to be that outfit, but a bit more conservative, tiny bit more conservative. But my goodness me, she can slay her vocals. Songs, wow,
It's brilliant.
It's mental to say the
Dark
least.
Horse, I think.
Do you know what? I don't disagree. I don't think the jurors are going to go for it as much as you think. Could be circa 60 to 70 for the jurors. Erica has such star power, absolutely. I just don't see the jurors going for as much. Although, let me say, I think it will get some points.
She has brilliant stage presence.
Yeah, I don't love it, but can't deny she is cool. Absolutely, she's sassy. Absolutely sassy.
I know. I think she's brilliant. When I first saw her at that national final, I went, "Wow!" You know what I mean?
You understood the fan favoritism, if you like.
I thought this is awesome. Yeah. I mean, she can bloody. She knows how to do the.
It's the ending part that sort of goes, "Here come me, here come me."
She can slay it on that stage. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and also she's slaying on a massive giant microphone. Hope they bring that. Yes. I hope they bring that.
Yes.
But we'll see. But as far as likely or bold predictions are concerned, because I haven't mentioned them at all, I'm gonna say top 10 at least.
Yeah.
But might be only like 50 to 60 points from the jurors. But again, a lot from the public. Bit like a kind of blind channel from 2021.
Yeah.
That's my thinking. What about you?
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I think she's got an amazing stage presence, so I think she's...
Any other bold predictions out? But by the way, whilst we're going along, make your bold predictions for each of these countries, if you can, in the comments. Moving on to La France.
First of the big five.
Yeah, oui.
Well, let's put it this way. It's already qualified, so we can actually say...
In terms of how it does in the final, look, I think the orchestral... I
think the jury's going to go for it.
Schlager Lucas, another YouTuber, did make a good point about France. It starts off very nice, to be fair. You think, it's going to get somewhere. And then it never does.
No.
It starts off fairly nice.
I think the juries are going to go for it, though.
Yeah, France, they'll get the jury vote for sure.
Yeah.
Probably might be 200 at least.
Yeah.
Something like that.
However, I still think this is a female copy of last year's entry.
That's why I don't think it's going to do that well with the public.
No.
For whatever reason, it could either do a 2017, where a lot of people liked it, to be fair, or this could do a 2023, where it could be the old that.
Yeah.
I wonder if having so many songs in French can hurt them. Personally, I prefer Switzerland.
That is a good point. That is a very good point.
That is a very fair point.
Yeah.
A very fair point.
And in fact, I think Switzerland's entry is actually better than France's. Just
in terms of the niceness feel, I kind of prefer Switzerland. Yeah, well, I do prefer Switzerland over France. But that being said, it's still got the in terms of the lyrics, this is beautiful because it speaks about a lovely mother in terms of saying, "Oh, look at me, I'm a proud mother now," and all the rest of it. So, this kind of does speak to me lyrically. But that being said, I just think it's the presentation of the instrumentation has let it down. First minute and a half, you think, "Oh, let's see where it goes."
And also, I think they took too long to reveal their entry as well, France. I thought it was a bit... They were the last to do it.
They were.
And I didn't like the way they revealed it.
Second to last. It was actually Georgia that were last up.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't like the way they done it at a rugby match.
Yeah, kind of let it down.
Yeah.
But I like the music video. Don't mind the music video. I love the acoustic version.
Yeah.
Freaking love the acoustic version.
The acoustic version is great. She should do that version on the stage.
Not going to happen, but there you go. If I had to do a prediction, 200, 250 from the jurors. Could be in top 5 for the jurors. Might come nowhere from the public. Although I think maybe 60, 70 from the public or something like that.
Did you hear Mariana Conte's version of My Number One?
No, I did not.
It's really good.
Okay, well, we're not playing it here. I'll listen to it later.
But it was actually really good.
Let's go. Well, Georgia, do we have to make a prediction on this?
Non-qualifier, easily.
Do you know what could be mad, right? All right, hear me out on here. Hear me out on this. Because there's certain circles now whereby they could interlude with the contest. Switzerland's very soothing, I agree. We've got this situation now whereby a certain country, which I know you don't want to talk about, are implementing into the contest. What if could this be the same?
Yeah.
Just a what if. What if this does qualify and ends up doing fairly well?
Yeah.
If it does qualify, the jurors will go for it. Because it is that kind of song.
It's not going to win.
Oh, no, we're not going to win. Hey, Dylan. A lovely little legend. How you doing? Bold prediction, Georgia wins. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, if it did, then something's really wrong.
Something be really dodgy if Georgia wins.
Yeah.
Mind you, we didn't complain about the Junior Eurovision Song Contest last year. So that's all right, Dylan. Don't worry about it. You can always rewind. It's all good. Anyway, yeah, I don't... As far as predictions are concerned, likeliest one come last.
Yeah.
I think we're all saying that because it's just all over the place. Too all over the place. More over the place than the UK. Germany...
Very overrated by the fans, I've noticed.
What, for Germany?
Yes, this song is awful.
I would say the song is good for the Euro dance beat underground nightclub tracks. Perfect for that.
Eurovision, no.
This is the thing, like, we've got a lot of songs this year which aren't really suited to the contest, but a lot of fans do like listening to the fact that it's a fairly decent, to be honest with you, a pretty decent dance track. Like, I get it. I do get it. For some reason it plays into my head. It's not constant, but when you hear the song for the full 3 minutes, in my opinion, it drives me up the flipping wall.
Yeah, same here.
It's good for the first 30 seconds, maybe even a minute. After that, oh God, shut up.
It's like
in my
you can
opinion.
say that Mitoma is a ba la 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 la.
Oh, God. That could be a good one, to be fair.
Yeah.
But we have to come up with different lyrics for that. Anyway, look, I think jurors will flop it. Could end up being nul point from the jurors. I do think that. It's bold, but likely.
I still think it's going to finish bottom 5.
I think it'll get 40 to 50 from the public. I think it'll be that kind of thing. But I just think the jurors are going to flop it.
Yeah, it's not
in my
good.
opinion.
I just don't know. I'm
still sticking with my opinion.
They should have picked Nightclub.
No,
that was awesome.
It is what it is. Have we got any information? No, we haven't got any information on Greece. Let's.
I can say something. I have got something related to Greece that I saw earlier. Marina from last year is performing as an interval act.
Yes, I did hear about that.
Yes.
And that's about it. But as far as this year is concerned, they've got to get the staging right, because otherwise this could end up being really floppy. I reckon because...
Greek Ariana Grande.
Well, if you ask me, she just looks like my mum, if a bit younger. A lot younger. But, like, I just think, as long as they get the staging right, it should be fine. But I have a feeling, even though people like it... and think it's nice enough. I really like it. I just think it's not quite strong enough to get a voting chance.
Yeah.
Which is why I think the jurors will like it for maybe just about 100 points, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe 80, 90. I think 10 or 20 from the public.
Bottom half of the top 10 then, I'd say.
I say either just about left-hand side or just about right-hand side. One of those two, in my opinion. It'll qualify, no problem, but... if I had to pick a prediction, I'd say that. But yeah, as I say, keep letting me know of your predictions throughout it. Let me know your predictions for all countries this year. Right, so we haven't got any rehearsal
All you
information.
could do is you could put a poll in there. Qualify, non-qualify.
Yeah, that's been done there before. I've seen so many, it's...
this has definitely got info.
Also, we haven't got any...
This has definitely got info on it, Iceland.
Oh, yeah, I agree to that. We'll go to Iceland.
Yes.
We've got their pictures anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's virtually the same as
Reminds
last
me
year.
of the fog.
I mean, there's fog there, to be fair. Look at that one. But I like the boat vibe, so to speak.
Well, it's got to have a boat in it, isn't it?
Yeah. It's rowing. It's about rowing, after all.
It's got to have a boat in it.
I think someone's... look, I like the chorus. Over the guy, libbity bumba doo. I find their shoutiness in the... Yeah, but I find the shoutiness in the verses for the vocals really grinding and quite annoying. So I do think it's going to put people off with the verses. The choruses are quite nice. Yeah. But that is it.
Jedward 2.
Greece will do better than the odds predict. Maybe, I don't know, Rebecca. I also find it shouting great. Yeah, totally. Totally agree. Yeah. Totally agree. Yeah. It's their vocals, their lack of great vocals, unfortunately, I think will let it down.
There was actually
I know. I'm getting to it. Routine is fundamentally the same as the one we saw in the national final, but with a little Basel polish. The whole routine has been elevated and the arena's already jumping. Many smoke effects simulating Icelandic geysers. What I find funny about this, right? Every single other country they talk about in terms of that text information is quite long and at least 3 paragraphs. This has only got 2 paragraphs and very short font. I don't think a lot of people are expecting it to do that well.
No.
I don't think the press, if you like, there are expecting it to do that well. But what do I know? I don't know for certain. If I had to come up with a prediction,
borderline qualify. I reckon it might just sneak through.
If it snuck through, bottom for sure.
Yeah.
I reckon it's so annoying it'd probably be very bottom, both jurors and public. If it didn't qualify, because it's in the first semi-final, could be last. Could be last. I'm not saying for certain. Is it quick enough to qualify? Probably. I don't know, but my main prediction at the moment is I'm saying it'll not qualify and be last. Potentially. I don't know. Let's go to Ireland. No information on them yet.
No, because they're in semi-2. So.
They are in semi-2. I'm still saying they could end up not qualifying.
I reckon it might just be just sneak through. I think the songs are catchy and it might like.
I like the boom 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 bit, but everything else about it just seems like
a party in the sky. Sorry.
I was about to say corny, but now you put it that way.
Yeah.
No, I just find it corny. I just find the whole package of it corny. And you're singing about a dog that went to space that died while up there. I know the lyrics paint a different picture. I don't know. Something's screaming to me saying it's going to flop badly. I'm not saying... I was going to say last, but it's like...
And we don't know what the staging is going to be yet. So,
true. Also, it's got the UK and Australia voting in the same semi-final. Anyway...
So I reckon we might help get it through.
Might. Also, has it got Lithuania in its semi-final?
Yeah, I think so.
It's borderline, but it's my guilty pleasure. It's a lot of people's guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I love it.
It's kind of mini-me as well, but it's like, nah.
It's actually my favourite song this year, but I know it's not going to win.
There is it in the running... Well, has it got Lithuania in the same... Yes, it has. So it's got the Lithuanian vote, it's got the UK vote, it's got the Australia vote. So there's a lot to say, like, it could qualify because of that.
Israel could vote for it as well.
Really?
I reckon they could vote for it. Yeah.
You really reckon Israel would vote a song about a dog that went to space and died?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's the sort of crap they're into.
What with the public? Oh, I don't know. Unless you specifically say to get Israel out, maybe. I think Finland will vote for it. You reckon? Or I don't know. Is Norway in the? No, it is not. It's in the different semi-final. Ouch.
Finland could vote.
If Norway was in the same semi-final, then I think definitely Ireland would qualify because she's from Norway, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they definitely kept them apart.
Well, we don't know because it's giving nostalgic aqua-like music. We grew up with that. Yeah, but again, that's like last year. Do you know what I mean? There's a reason why certain old-fashioned type songs don't do well in the modern Eurovision.
That's probably why Bobby Socks didn't win in Denmark.
Is Norway.
Yeah.
Probably, exactly.
Yeah.
They came third, but there you go.
Joyful.
I don't know. I don't see it happening, personally, myself. But we'll see. I'll talk about this one. I'll just talk about this one. He doesn't want to mention them. Well,
I can say a bold prediction. Disqualification.
I mean, some would hope.
Yeah.
If it was disqualified, it'll be on safety grounds.
Yes.
If they were going to get it out of the contest, it'd be on safety grounds. Look, whatever way you look at it, it's going to do the same as last year. The jurors are going to flop this. It's qualifying for certain. But the jurors are going to flop this. It's not even a case of like a bold prediction at this point. It might end up bottom 5 with the jurors, top 3 at least with the public. Because of what happened last year. Like, a lot of people are saying that, and I don't see anything different. Moving on, because I don't want to land on that too long. Italy.
One of the big 5, so...
I don't know why the public are sleeping on this. I really don't know why the fans are sleeping on this like giants.
Yes.
This is an absolute snooze fest with the fan base.
Yeah.
Italy's so good. I know, Rebecca. I'm with you.
Yeah, it is really
and
good.
I love you for saying that. It's a classic era of proper music. It sounds like proper music. You've got the piano elements, the proper orchestral sound. Italy knows how to do this. So why is this being slept on?
I don't know. It's a brilliant song.
Jurors will blow vote for this. Might end up 80 to 90 from the public. Might not do this well this time. Did the bubble get pissy about him not being the winner of San Remo? I don't know.
Well,
I
the winner of San Remo didn't want to do Eurovision.
Exactly.
So I don't know why.
I wouldn't have been that fussed with either. To be fair, though.
Mm.
No, there you go. I think a lot of here's the thing again with the fan base. They prefer female acts compared to male. People lapped up Angelina Mango last year. Was topping a lot of polls, and he only came 7th.
It was an awful song as well.
Well, it wasn't a bad song. It was quirky.
I reckon the one that came second should have actually gone to Eurovision.
I think 7th was a fair result for Italy last year, if you ask me, because it wasn't that. It was different. It was quirky. It looked like a noia. It wasn't that bad.
It was a noia.
But it wasn't worthy. It wasn't winner worthy, and I knew it wasn't going to win. So 7th, I think, is fair. It's a fair result because Italy normally does well
I reckon
anyway.
the juries might do well with this one.
Juries will lap it up, top 5 or top 3. Might do 18-90 with the public, but my goodness me, it's going to be another top 10 at least, if not top 5.
Is he just no Eurovision?
You want? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to do. I will be so surprised if this ends up anywhere near the right-hand side of the board. And I mean anywhere near. So surprised.
Italy just know how to do Eurovision.
And besides, he did an acoustic version of this recently, and that was very nicely sounding as well. Latvia.
Was this?
I like this to begin with. Where did you predict Italy to end up? Top 5. Oh yeah, it was. Top 5. On my prediction video. Hey Eric, how you doing? 13 people watching at the same time. Now all of a sudden we're picking up traction. Thank you very much. Better late than never. Thank you very much, you lovely little legends. Anyway, so for Latvia, I like this to begin with because it was witches cast a spell and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of died for me.
Yeah, same here.
I don't know why. It's just kind of like
I reckon it might not qualify.
No, I think it's one of them quirky ones which will qualify. Like it will qualify. Also, on a side note, Latvia are going to give us votes if the OJ poll was anything to go by.
Did we get any more points?
No, it was just 7 points.
Well, that goes to show you what's going to happen with our entry.
I think. Well, we'll discuss the UK later. I think it will end up alive again with the new improved stage, and will probably be Magic. So yeah. You never know. Oh, you're just coming from another live. No problemo. He could have double viewed. No, I'm joking. Anyway, like as I said, I liked it to begin with. I love the original staging concept idea, but for whatever reason, when you hear the studio track, it nice for the first minute or so. Definitely at least nice for the first minute. And then it feels a bit stale.
Yeah.
They kind of wanted to get somewhere, and even the ending is like the same as the last one.
Yeah, I think it could be a non-qualifier.
No, I think it'll qualify. I think the staging elements they'll get right for sure. Because it's like a witch's coven for crying out loud. It's one of them quirky songs.
But then again, do they might think, Ireland last year, they've just copied that and they're just bringing
it's not Ireland, is it? 6 of them.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean? They might think, they've done the witch thing last year. So.
No, but Ireland did an evil witch thing. This is a good witch thing.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? They're all angels. Look at them. Look at them. They're all angels. I'm sticking with the same concept that the jurors will go for it. Might pick up some quirky points from the televoters. Left-hand side of the board, I would say at least. I originally said top 10, but I'm borderline on that one. In my honest opinion. I think it will do surprisingly well. Yeah. But it depends on if it qualifies or not. At the moment, you could say borderline. Berman sounds like the Dutch Berman. What neighbours? What means neighbour? Oh, right. Berman in Dutch means neighbour.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
So is that song in Dutch or Lithuanian though?
Oh, I have no idea. We haven't got any information on them. So let's go to Lithuania. It's Lithuania. I think this could do quirkily well. Again, it's different. It's quirky. It's like Latvia. It's dark. It's dark for one thing.
It's gonna get some of the votes in semi 2, I'd say.
We'll get the Irish vote.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, definitely.
It's got the Irish vote down to a fine art as far as that's concerned. I don't think we got
UK likes to vote for Lithuania as well.
Yeah, it's because a lot of Lithuanians live over here.
Yeah, so it's going to qualify.
It's qualifying.
Yeah.
You don't like the Deputy song? It's qualifying, mate. It's got the diaspora, and I reckon the jurors will lap this up. Just got that feeling. They like, as long as he gets his vocals right, the staging is fine. Looks fine to me because I was quite intrigued by the staging. To be fair, though, I thought a tornado was going to come across all those. Like barns and all that. But as long as he gets his vocals right, Lithuania top 10 finish. For sure.
Yeah.
Down to a fine art. I don't love it. I like it, but...
I think Luxembourg had some information on it.
It did. Where are we? Little shenanigans. Did it?
Yes, it's...
No, I think it's Netherlands, mate.
No. It was at the bottom.
Where?
We're near Portugal, round here. I'm sure I saw it.
No.
No, it is. It's at the bottom.
What are you on about, mate? There's nothing
there.
there.
No, I thought it was.
I think Luxembourg also. I'm just double checking now.
I don't think they've actually.
It's second semi-final, you dope.
Oh, okay.
You got me confused then.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, Luxembourg. This has been slept on.
Yes.
Let's face it. It was nice enough to begin with, and now
She's
a lot of people
done a
sleep on.
cover version of the original of this song as well. The one that won about a doll for Luxembourg.
Oh, you mean that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a nod to that song.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
They were making it that the case. I think it should qualify, but for some reason a lot of the fans are sleeping on it.
Yes.
So here's the thing: song-wise is really good. Studio-wise, brilliant. I say. No, my dream doll. Fair enough. But look, I think the studio version of this is nice. Aside from maybe her trying to do vocals at the end, she's not the strongest singer this year. So I think her doing like the loud vocals at the end or like the harmonising vocals, she's not got harmonising vocals. So I think that could put a couple of people off. But otherwise, the song itself, studio-wise, is very nice. I like it a lot. I still like it.
Yeah.
But the stage is just weird.
Yeah, they need more
odd.
They need to make it more like a puppet show.
She already is a puppet, mate.
But strings.
You know what? That would be nice.
Yeah.
Like, so literally attach some fake strings at the top and she could just do all this.
Yeah.
And then, like, snip them off halfway through.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Or just have a doll of her on the stage and just have the doll sing.
Get some CGI on it.
Yeah.
Mind you, it might be expensive. Who knows? Anyway, so it depends on how much budget they've got, really. Excuse me for this one.
She did say that she was going to make a doll, though, didn't she?
She did. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Dolls are scary and weird. Depends on the doll. Depends on the doll.
Annabelle, definitely very scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about Russian dolls? They're nice. Come on.
Babushkas. Yeah.
Babushka, babushka, babushka,
yeah.
Sorry, Kate.
Kate Bush would have been a brilliant entry.
Sorry for going all Kate Bushing. Yeah.
Kate Bush would have been a brilliant Eurovision entry.
Sticking with the second semi-final, we're going to Malta.
We've got to serve some.
Yeah. We'll just say it, can't. Just say it. Just say it. But with serving, like, it obviously depends on the staging. It's qualifying for sure.
Or. Is it going to flop because of the small country?
No, no, yeah. I did say yeah, I'm an idiot. I did originally say in my predictions that it would not qualify as part of the top 10. But here's the thing. It's got so much of a wave behind it. I can't see why it shouldn't not qualify. If that makes sense. So what I'm saying is that it should qualify, but given the history of Malta and the fact that I think Malta's got a slight... I don't know what it is, but Malta have got a bit of the UK vibe about them. For whatever reason, not a lot of people are voting for them. I don't know why.
I don't get that either. I mean...
I just got that feeling.
Especially like when they came second all those
Serving
times.
air bubbles.
You know,
air balls qualifying.
Yeah, when they came second with what's her name?
Which one?
You're my angel.
Oh, Kiara.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think with her finishing second by twice.
Yeah, no, but again, you're talking about 20 years ago, mate.
Yeah, I know.
This is different times now.
Yeah. Do you think Malta they could successfully host Eurovision?
Yeah, obviously, but because it got a good stadium. But with Destiny, remember she only got 47 points in the public, and that's despite the fact that the bookies plopped her up like anything.
I thought that was overrated anyway.
But apparently there was a bit of a betting scandal with Malta anyway, so that was quite funny. But
I thought that song was overrated anyway. Personally,
I liked it personally myself because he's a great singer.
I preferred the one from 2020 to that one.
What was 20?
All of my love.
All of my love. That one.
Yeah, I thought that was better.
But here's the thing. This is Destiny-like. Because she looks like Destiny to a degree. And she's also got the approval from Destiny. Let's face it. So,
and I think Destiny's actually performing as an interval act as well.
How many freaking foreign interval acts have they got this year? Are they like desperate to run out of? They just run out of ideas or something.
Yeah, they're doing songs from 2020, aren't they?
It must be like a medley or something. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, I still think it's qualifying because I think it's less likely of a chance of it to not qualify than there is to qualify. I know I stated it will not qualify as a top 10. I just think there's less chance of that happening compared to it qualifying. In terms of how it does in the final, if it does, assuming it does get there, jurors will lap it because of the hype around it, but maybe won't do well with the public because of the casuals. You never know. The beauty blender is the max. What the hell does that mean? Right, let's go to Montenegro.
They're in semi 2 as well, aren't they?
They're in the death slot as well.
Yeah. Non-qualifier. I can't see him qualify from second.
I mean, the song's just not strong enough.
Nah.
Don't get me wrong, Nina's an amazing performer and she'll
and it didn't actually win its national final as well. You got to take that into account.
Yeah, should have been some clickbait.
Yes.
So there you go. It's so funny the fact that clickbait did it and then they got disqualified.
I know.
Honestly, the amount of disqualifications this year and withdrawals was unprecedented. Who remembers that time? That was fun, wasn't it?
Moldova withdrew and they already had a national final for the songs already.
Yeah, and they were going to a final and they just sort of cut it midway through.
Yeah,
they said, it wasn't strong enough. No, it's just because you feared that potentially Sasha was going to represent you. Sasha Bogdanov.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
They could have just disqualified him.
It would have been funny if Sasha Bogdanov represented them. Malta looking like a beauty blender meme. Oh!
Right, okay.
I'll have to look at that later. Sorry if I'm not caught up on that. I usually am. But, yeah, I just don't think this song's strong enough. Probably 12th or something in the semi-final.
Maybe last in the semi-final.
No, I don't say last. I won't say last. I think it's it's soothing enough to get some votes, just not a lot. Maybe 12th or 13th.
Yeah, but it ain't going to qualify, I don't think. Sorry, Montenegro. Well done for returning, but
unfortunately, you got screwed.
Yeah.
Netherlands. This is beautiful.
It's a beautiful song. I think people are sleeping on this one as well.
Yeah, no. Do you know what's interesting? People love the song, and I love the song a lot, actually. To be fair, but it's between love and like. But yeah, for some reason, not a lot of people are touting it to sort of like win, but do very well. Top 10, top 5, perhaps. But could this win? Like, could it be sort of like, pick up the sort of double seconds or double thirds?
Well, if the jury's got behind it.
But if it did a Ukraine, like do lots of second places and then pick up a sneaky win.
Could do.
It did, Arcade was like that. Third and second in jury and televote, and then pick up the win.
Yeah, it could do, yeah.
I'm not really a fan of it. Oh, wow. Rebecca's not a fan of it, apparently. So there goes that theory out the window.
I love it. I think it's a beautiful.
You've seen Claude's costume on stage. Yeah, I've seen Claude's costume. It looked very professional. I would say it's about as professional you could get from someone that came from, was it Africa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One of them African countries.
I think there was information on Netherlands. Was this one in the first semi?
Yeah, first. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. My apologies. Let's go up there. There it is. The start of this starts with a handful of piano notes. that made us hold our breath. Then it builds and builds through the first English verse into the chorus, where the bass line drops and the party starts. Aside from his vocal talents, Claude has a natural connection with the camera that makes this feel like a powerful bit of visual storytelling. That is always a good sign.
That's always a good sign.
Excuse me. And he infuses the whole performance with pure joy from start to finish, with 2 contemporary dancers who dance around him in and out excuse me, of shot, like they're just passing through his party. I do apologise. Hold on. Oh, God. No, sorry. Many of you would have seen Claude's outfit on Insta earlier. A purple suit with pearl detail. So far this year has been an excellent advertisement for effortlessly cool male tailoring, which we're very here for. This is one of the first performances we've seen so far that features less of the LED wall, and now we know why. In the final chorus is an explosion of pink and blue flowers that will take up every square inch of the wall, the floor and the frame. You almost expect them to flow into the arena. What a finale!
Ooh, sounds good.
So this is why I think.
Sounds very promising.
So this is why I think. Actually, you haven't seen the outfit. It should be on here somewhere. This is it. So not that one. There you are. Very professional, innit?
Yeah.
Very suave. Look at those extra diamonds for good measure. But I think with the right, I mean top 5.
Yeah, definitely.
I would say more or less guaranteed.
Yeah.
At least top 10 are guaranteed.
Yeah.
Almost guaranteed top 5. I think the jurors, I'd say 150 to 200.
Do you reckon this could be a song that the juries just get behind?
Yeah, could be another one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, France is not the only jury favourite. There's also,
I
we've
reckon
already
the
discussed
jury
Austria.
could be a bit split this year.
We've already discussed Austria, so that's more jury bait than anything else. But there's
I think the jury could be a bit more split than previous years.
I mean, at least they got Sweden to counter for, because at the end of the day, Sweden was likeable by the jurors, whatever way you look at it. It almost won with the jurors, but I think it might split. Either way, got Sweden to vote for, effectively. You got Netherlands, France, Austria, potentially another country which we'll get to later, and we've also got Lithuania, that kind of thing. It is fancy sleepwear. I suppose it doesn't look like pyjamas. I think that I'd say guaranteed top 10 for sure, should do. Just about top 5, I would say, overall. But it depends on how many votes they get from the public, assuming they like it. And if they do, I'd say 150. 150 from the public or something. Anyway, this has gained a lot of traction.
Yeah, and
we've got information. Yes, I'm aware of that. Where are we? There we are. Lots of elements of this staging have travelled directly from the national final, including the prop with the 2 stone pillars and the steps. But Car has a much bigger LED backdrop for a series of post-apocalyptic mountain graphics. Mountain's definitely a theme this year, and also a much bigger stage to work with. He takes full advantage of this with a very polished dance routine that uses both the walkway and the wide front section, with the crew called the frame stage, by the way. So we will okay. What elevates this performance to off the scale is the lighting. There's a moving lighting rig on the roof that lowers in the second half, creating a stunning moment in the quiet middle 8 after the dance break, when Carl is caught in hundreds of spotlights in the middle of the stage. Okay. As for Carl's costume, there's been lots of discussion about whether he might change the armour because of similarity to Armenian's Park. Then he confirmed he was keeping it, but it would be a newer version. If he has changed it, we can't really tell. To our admittedly untrained eyes, it looks exactly the same. Also, one other small point, Carl has 3 dancers rather than 4, and one of them delivers some impressive breakdancing at the end. There are lots of flames at MGP, so assuming pyro is incoming, watch this space.
Interesting.
But obviously they can't go full pyro at the end.
No.
But I mean, you got to add pyro for freaking Norway and all the rest of it.
Especially with the song being called Lighter.
Yeah. Traditionally speaking, the public more go for Norway than the jurors.
Yes.
But I reckon we could have the opposite this year. For just once, I reckon we could have the opposite. And I only say this because the juries have been familiar with this kind of thing. Hey, Skogs, Carl had to have a wisdom tooth. I know!
Yeah.
Shout out to him and his wisdom tooth.
I know exactly what that's like. I've actually had 2 with myself, and it ain't a very pleasant experience.
I've got a wisdom tooth down here, which was painful for a little while, but thankfully went away, so good. But I know exactly how he feels. But big him in his removal of his wisdom tooth. Kind of like removing an appendix. No, it isn't really, but you get what I mean.
Oh god, I haven't had that done, but I know people who have, and they said it's one of the most painful experiences they ever went through. So
Carlos Sainz, Formula One.
Yeah.
Anyway, so. As I say, we could have the opposite this year, whereby because the jurors have been used to this kind of song, that kind of thing, whereby they'll go for it, for sure, maybe 150, 100 to 150, but I think the public, while it is all slick, I feel like they've been there, done that. So I reckon we could have a situation whereby there'll be slightly more points from the jurors and the televoters. I could be wrong. But I could be right. You never know. Although tradition speaks, that's my bold prediction.
My bold prediction for this, I reckon it might not even finish in the top 10. I reckon it'll qualify, but
mid-table.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm kind of leaning towards that because again, the jurors just don't go for Norway for whatever reason.
Nah.
They just don't do it. So I would say you're at about mid part of right hand side from the jurors, top 10 from the public, and it'll just scrape around about that point. They're sort of like, as you said, either top half of the right hand side or bottom of the left hand side. I don't think it'll quite make top 10 in my opinion.
Nah.
But Norway, he is own lighter. Poland next. We do have Poland. Yes, we do have some big information on this one.
Yes,
because we've got pictures, I believe.
There.
Yes, you're right, my bad. So those are the pictures, and as far as we're aware, especially when you look at the picture here, he's suspended in thin. Oh no, she is. She's suspended from thin air like this, and then comes down slowly. And there's also a meme that came out earlier, which I liked, which I shared on my stories, which was, I'll get that in a moment. Yeah, I'll get that right now.
I don't know. I think the staging looks a bit bland, if you ask me. From what I see with that.
This is the
Yeah.
Justina during postcard waiting for her performance.
Yeah. I reckon it looks a bit bland, if you ask me.
Let's have a look. You reckon?
Yeah, I don't like that orange. I think it looks a bit dated.
You reckon? I mean, there's a lot going on, to be fair, with Poland.
It's a bit dated for me.
Let's see what the text says. Justina descends on 2 ropes from the roof at the beginning of the song in a black cat suit. It's very similar to the one she wore in the national final, but without the shoulder fringing. Her 4 backing dancers, 2 male, 2 female, also have different outfits with gladiator-like fringe skirts and very high heels.
Does she feel the power of the gladiators? Does she have the will and the skill?
Shut up.
Sorry.
It's a different show. The choreography is complex, so 10 out of 10 for core strength. The LED wall starts with spinning planets and water and lightning and lava like it's the birth of the universe. Then
again, very Final Fantasy.
Very Final Fantasy. Then at the end, Justina is lifted back up into the heavens against a backdrop of fire-breathing dragons.
Game of Thrones.
Giving Game of Thrones meets Eurovision. Low smoke on the main stage from the start and flame jets during each chorus and for the final.
Really bold staging this year.
Bojan thinks it's Minecraft. La 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 la. Chicken.
They made a Minecraft movie, haven't they?
Yeah, there's been a lot of memes in regards to that. I don't know if you've seen it on the internet. There's the Lava Chicken song, for goodness sake.
Yeah, that's number 9 in the chart.
I know! Why is that even in the UK charts? It's only 43 seconds!
I know.
La 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 la. Chicken. Steve's Lava Chickens is tasty as hell.
Now, let's put it this way, I'm avoiding that movie like the plague.
Well, put it this way, don't go to the cinema anytime soon.
No.
Have you seen the memes on that?
Yeah, I know. And they did those stupid...
Exactly. Rebecca's just saying, I've seen audiences trash the movie theatres as soon as he says the word chicken jockey.
Yeah, I'm not going to the cinema to see that.
I don't know why that is a thing. I just got a Eurovision advert. Oh, nice. Well, that's convenient. I have got ads on here. I have got ads on here, so that probably makes a lot of sense. Anyway,
But yeah, advertising what we're talking about, that's even better.
Yeah, fair play.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah, thank you, YouTube. I wish I could enjoy it in a crazy way, but not. Here's the thing with them. I'll just quickly mention about Minecraft. There was a lot of fans in regards to Minecraft where there's been so many memes about it. I know people who know Minecraft memes very well because they they like to play Minecraft. I know certain bits about it. I've never got it myself personally.
I've
I know
never
certain
played
bits.
it either.
I've played it, but I just could not get into it.
No,
I'm not a creative mind person.
No,
I mean, I'm not them sort of people.
Apart from this sort of content.
Apart from this, obviously.
Yeah.
But because there's a lot of youth people out there, also in regards to chicken jockeys in Minecraft, it's like a very rare thing to get in the Minecraft world. So as soon as Jack Black's as Steve in the movie says the word chicken jockey, then they go berserk because of that reason.
They should make a Eurovision game for consoles.
You reckon? Well,
Yeah.
yes, I've always maintained on that. We'll discuss that later. Anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand.
Yeah.
We're getting off track. All right, Poland, where's it going to end up? Flop with the jurors.
Flop with the juries.
Flop with the juries.
It was borderline qualify.
It was an Esadiva ad. Why would it be Esadiva? We'll discuss that later. Saw on Eurovision Reddit someone made a Kai game. You are joking. Okay. I've read a bit about the context. I never played myself because I was afraid... I've never got that addicted. I liked it, but there you go. But I think it'll flop with the jurors if it does get through. It's qualifying for sure.
I reckon it might not qualify.
Nah, it'll qualify.
I just think the staging's ruined it.
The staging might be one or two ways.
Yeah.
It might get liked by a lot of people because it's quite chaotic, or it'll put people off.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But I think it will qualify.
I think look, just like Belgium last year with all those microphones on the stage.
Oh yeah, it could be then.
Yeah.
Warm up the sauna with Kai, it's called. Oh, I'll have to Google that later. Remember that. Warm up the sauna with Kai.
Barra, that's you.
We'll get to Sweden in a minute. But yeah, I if it does qualify for the final, I'll be kind of surprised if it doesn't. But if it does qualify, assuming it will, flop with the jurors, probably bottom 5, 80 to 90 from the public.
Should do the dance with that flag when we get it round the race going barra.
Why are the Portuguese fans
this
big
has
in
a thing on it.
In what way? Yes, info.
Yeah.
Info. The setup of the band on stage is the same as we saw at the NF, but a few things have been added for the Basel stage. Firstly, Portugal has grown on me so much as Rebecca. I don't see it myself personally, but there you go. Firstly, the band's outfits have changed. Now they all have long sleeve jackets or shirts in different colours that elevate the whole thing to a new level of style. The LED wall adds some lovely floating clouds and animated skyscapes that change colour in sync with the LED arch, all of which adds the dreamlike quality of this performance. The harmonies are stunning in this big space. Even if you don't understand Portuguese, you can still feel the emotion and those gentle final notes that gave us goosebumps. It took me until now recently. This is the thing, you need to go by on the night. And unfortunately, it just won't elevate. It's a nice sort of like relaxing song, I guess, to sort of drive along or
I don't think
chill out
it'll qualify.
But like, I've never got the hype all of a sudden.
As I said to you, Festival de Canso works in Portugal.
How many times do you have to mention?
Yeah, no, as a yeah, I know, as a thing for their country, but as a national selection for Eurovision, it's rubbish.
It's very Portuguese. That's all I'm going to say. It's kind of got the 2017 style of it, but not the vibes.
I mean, look, if you think you want to take Eurovision more seriously, have a separate contest.
I agree.
Because one winning 60 years is telling you something.
Ademasto. Yeah. It was a tiny revamp from Amazing. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that later. Let's go on to San Marino.
This has got info on it as well.
Has it?
Yes.
I don't think it has.
It has. You could go back down.
Where? What are you on about? No, we've already. That's the first.
No,
that's the first half.
it's
That's the
the
first
top.
half. Oh yeah.
That's
the first semi-final.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, so the focus, as we saw at the national final, was mainly on Gabri himself in a silver jacket, against a backdrop of pulsing lights and graffiti on the LED wall. Gabri's decks are huge and look like they're made from the mirrored panels that reflect even more pulsing lights, but the dancers we saw at National Final are gone, replaced by two instrumentalists who play the accordion and the tambourine. Oh dear.
Okay.
This is such an interesting and unusual staging concept for Eurovision. A performance where the masked vocalists are not the main focus. The other example we can think of is Norway's Nocturne in 95, where the fiddler was the main focus rather than the singer. Add any other suggestions in the comments. Either way, this feels like a rousing football chant of a song, and it's easy to imagine the crowd getting caught up with this infectious energy of it next week. Part of the lyrics translate as "Let us dance with a glass in our hands" / "Then tomorrow we'll regret saying I love you." Very much feels like a nightclub at Euro Club. Yeah, a night at Euro Club. Flame jets and fireworks with added smoke jets in the final chorus and a firework finish. The pyro store is now empty.
Wow, I don't think San Marino are qualified.
Yes, I look forward to the photos, obviously, as well as.
Yeah, well, there is some pictures, I think, already.
No, there wasn't,
Oh, no.
because this is from today. We'll get the pictures tomorrow. It's exactly, Rebecca. It smells like an encore. I love the song. I've actually now have I put it in the top 10? I've almost put it in my top 10.
Yeah, I love the song.
I've bumped it up a lot.
That staging sounds very.
Doesn't
sweet.
sound good.
No,
It doesn't sound good.
accordions. What the? No.
At least give us some interesting
Reminds
dances.
me of Broken Sword.
The arena, I also enjoy this. Yeah, same. The arena in Basel is much smaller than previous years. Most of it is the stage footprint. Fair enough. Feel for San Marino, the staging will not be good enough. Here's the thing. I still maintain it will not qualify because of a lack of staging, which seems to be going to be the case for one of these sorts of songs. DJs never do freaking well. Give it maybe an extra singer or something, like what Greece did.
What I
even
would
though that
do
came
is
in
have
my
some
bottom
people in Italy football shirts doing
Yeah.
that's how I'd have done it.
Could be done.
And then you can have some whistles in it as well. You know, like a referee's whistle.
Yeah, that kind of works.
That's how I would have done that.
Yeah, add some whistles or something.
Because that is an amazing
They
football
just
chant.
need. Obviously, we haven't seen the actual live renditions. Get the camera effects right. That might help. Get the camera angles right. Do you know what I mean? By the way, let's
for Brighton, you could go Carlos Belieber.
Moving on. Let's just talk about Albania because we forgot to discuss them. The Lego lights have been lowered with the ones at the back of the stage lowest and getting progressively higher towards the front of the stage. It creates a more intimate space for Shkodra to perform like they're underneath a lit staircase. Hard to explain, but really effective. Very little of the national final staging has made the trip to Albania. It's had a complete revamp.
Okay.
There's still the red and black colour scheme that plays out with geometric shapes on the LED backdrop, the Lego lights, the LED floor, and the frame. The animation really drives the performance and provides a striking contrast to their main performance area, which is the structure of black and white light boxes in the centre of the stage where Kole, I'm guessing that's the bald bloke with the big hooter, stands in the middle with his drum. Beatrice, that's it, uses much more of the space for her unique dance routine. And Armographia, which has stayed much the same, and in the final chorus dances down the walkway for the big finale. Costume-wise, Beatrice is still in red, but it's a different dress from the one we saw at the national final. She's wearing a dress of red caped satin with sparkle on the bodice and lots of draping. Excuse me.
We've been introduced to her mum, who made it.
Oh,
Apparently.
fair enough. One red glove on her right, but not on the left. The whole look is very glamorous, and that includes Kole. He's wearing a double-breasted military jacket, like a pea coat.
Wow.
If you Google, you'll know what I mean. Okay, let's do a quick Google search. Pea coat. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like kind of Russian style. Kind of soldier look.
Yeah, and Gary Barlow in 1990s.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. That could be a good one.
Whatever I did, I didn't mean it.
There are several songs in Eurovision this year that feature orchestral strings. This one also has a huge drum bass line that reverberates through the floor. It's a full body experience from start to finish. Flame jets during each chorus on the frame. It's getting very hot in here. It sounds stylish. I will admit, it does sound a bit stylish.
Yeah.
I'm just still not keen on the song myself.
No.
I know you love it, Rebecca, but I don't know. Loads of people love it. I've just not seen it myself.
No, I'm not seeing I'm not seeing it either.
I just think this year for Albania, Albania is the fan wank this year, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. Let's go to to Serbia. Do we have to speak? Oh, so is there information on here? No, the second semi-final. Excuse me.
Again, this is coming up in polls for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but fans are starting to like this.
I really like him because he's a great singer, very handsome guy, can perform very well.
Serbian Sam Ryder.
Borson says Serbia. Yeah, Borson says Serbia might qualify. You reckon they might qualify? I still don't think so.
I don't.
Besides, a lot of Serbians weren't happy with this.
No.
Yeah.
But then again, if the Serbs don't like it and Europe does, then something's...
Brian says Serbia is okay. I just don't see it myself.
It's the English lyrics.
Even if it does qualify, like, if, say, hypothetically it does qualify, jurors will go for it, for sure, maybe 70, 80 points or something like that. But probably nil point from the public in the final if it got there.
It's no bitty Strava, is it?
No, it's not.
No.
Semi-final wise, 12th. Or something like that, anyway. Something like that. Right, we'll move swiftly on.
This one has some info on it.
Oh, yes, of course it does. It's also got photos.
Yes.
Which is just him standing like a lead balloon.
Yeah, and apparently the upside down from the...
Yeah, it's been returned.
Yes.
Let's quickly do Slovenia. How much time do we have left? About Fragile Lives. Stage captures the haunting theme with both the LED wall and the front arch both sparkling with thousands of stars that change from red to blue throughout the song. It's also a different outfit. In this rehearsal, he's wearing a black suit with a white t-shirt rather than the grey turtleneck. You carry on.
As we saw at EMA, Clemens sings the middle section upside down, supported by two backing dancers.
After two up-tempo openers, this feels like it will create a moment of beautiful, hypnotic quiet. Clemens' huge vocals fill the hall with heart and soul. I still think it's enqueuing.
I reckon it might sneak through due to the staging.
It could do a Latvia.
Yeah.
You never know.
Nah.
You could do a Latvia last year, that is.
Yeah.
That's
people slept on Latvia last year, didn't they?
And they're sleeping on this one as well. Yeah, you never know. You never know. No, I don't want to do that. I don't know why I pressed that. Excuse me. Right.
España.
No information on this. So we're just going by the vibes. Again, the Spanish fans are trying to hype this up. They're trying to get people voting for it, and I kind of get it.
Look, Spain, to be honest, you're doing the same thing after Chanel.
Yes.
You're doing exactly the same thing every year with Benefest.
Well, 2023 was slightly different.
Yes.
But that came bottom from the public, you morons! Sorry, I'm not bitter.
Sorry. But what I'm trying to say is, send a mail artist from through Benefest. But because the female artist is getting a bit repetitive and boring.
Rebecca, is it growing on you, or have you just been... Yeah, exactly. I think the Spanish fans, once again, are trying to sway the Eurovision fans to vote for this. Because, while, yes, it's your typical female pop, females, again, with the fan base. Come on now. Yeah. And also, it's a boppy song, a pop song, which has been there, done that. And also, helicopter.
Bottom 5 for Spain, I think.
And it is dated novel. I agree, yeah. She's great. I do agree. She's an amazing performer, great vocal. She'll slay like anything. But the vibe of it, even though they've modernised it to make it a bit more bassy...
definitely bottom 5 for Spain.
It's got to be bottom 5.
Yeah.
I maintain that all throughout it. It's... Did I put in my list?
I think you did, yeah.
It was either second or third, I can't remember. But I still think Spain will be bottom 5, if not last. Well, maybe not last, but definitely bottom 5 this year.
Yeah.
Even though it could grow on a couple of people. But there you go. I just don't see it happening. I know Spain, you're trying to wind this up a little bit, but there you go.
I think we got information on this one.
We have. You're right. Which is up here somewhere. Yeah. Well, let's get the thing and then we get the photos. Staging-wise, we can confirm the changes from Melfest that Kai have already spoken about. The same green suit, a fire pit that's more like the wooden heat rock box you get in a sauna, and a log store that is easier for the now 3 dancers to tilt into a sauna mode. However, a few additional things to note. The opening sequence is a significantly larger sausage than the one we saw in Melfest. That's good to know. The LED backdrop provides an entire forest complete with deer until the key change when the entire arena goes full neon laser party for an epic finish. That's what we like to hear. Yeah. And finally, Kaya found some fir trees. We're too far away to tell if they're real or not. Sorry. We'll try and sneak into the pop store later. We did it last year to check if the Windows 95 denim had pockets.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. But look, we've got some pictures somewhere. There they are. I mean, I want this to desperately win. Never before have we wanted Sweden to win and get their record 8th victory more than others, which is funny because a lot of the fan base really don't want Sweden to win. They want somebody different, and I find that funny. It's so freaking funny that Sweden says something different, finally, completely unique to their own style, after 27 years of being full-on poppy English with a few ballads here and there, and then people still don't like it because it's Sweden. Grow up!
Yeah, absolutely.
Grow the frick up!
It's winning.
It's got to win.
Yeah, it's got to win.
It's got to win. We're heading back to Sweden. We're getting Petromeda to host. End of.
And probably in Stockholm this time.
Well, we don't know if they're going to do it. Stockholm a little bit like on the fence half the time. And also given what happened in 2024. Oops. But it's because exactly, I know. Totally agree
and
with
they
you,
said
Rebecca.
that they will definitely host if they win. They've already said that, Sweden.
Exactly. So. Even though it was a bit of a disaster in Malmo, it still went through by without a hitch. Minus
this
a
is one of the
disqualification.
best songs Sweden's ever entered. It's
one of the most unique, culturally aspect, significant, great, and also polished, styled songs. It's a polished pop song as well.
And who doesn't love a sauna?
And who doesn't love a song? Exactly.
Exactly.
It's got to win. It's got to win. It's certainly competing for it at least top 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I reckon, I think still for me, it's going to win the televote for sure.
Yeah.
And I reckon at least top 2 with the jurors in my bold predictions.
Which would be, I reckon, might be enough for it to win.
For me, if assuming Austria does win the jurors, Sweden will get a very close second, if you ask me.
Yes.
Because it came very close to Mons in the national final. Who's to say it can't do the same here with the jurors?
Yeah. And I'm so glad that won over Mons.
As you said, no more Mr. Milky.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to the host, Switzerland. We're very close to the end.
We haven't.
No, it's already in the final anyway.
This is actually co-written by Illy, who, aka Emily Middlemaster, who was actually on the X Factor in the UK.
Indeed. A lot of people are fearing it could be last because it's the host country. I reckon it's quirky and soothing enough, kind of like Victoria style from Bulgaria.
Yeah.
That it could get about 100 points in the jurors.
Yeah.
Might not do well with the public. I probably fear probably won't.
Probably won't do very well with the public, I don't think.
Because the stage apparently is very dark and black.
Yeah.
Which, for a song of this kind, doesn't really suit it.
No.
That's what I fear.
But I think it's going to do well for a host entry.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
It'll do well with the jurors.
It's one of the best host entries we've had.
One of the better ones.
Yeah.
If you ask me, the best one was Italy 2022.
Oh, yeah.
By a mile.
Yeah.
Country mile. Anyway, as far as it's concerned,
or
might be
Marnie, Where Are You was pretty good as a host entry, I'd say.
Yeah, but talking about recent years.
Oh,
It was Denmark 2014, to be fair. Scooby dooby dub dub dee dee die, Scooby dooby dub dub dee dee die, I love you.
Another cliche, baby.
That's the one. Germany 2011 as well. It's taken by a stranger.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah, well, she came back, didn't she? So
she did. Anyway, as far as it's concerned, probably midpoint of the right hand side. At most. Maybe last. Sorry.
Ukraine.
Oh, God. We've got information on this, but do we have to?
Yeah.
Mind you.
Well, for a start, before we even say anything, this is Ukraine's worst ever entry.
It's got to be.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know why, but I'm just in one of them honest moods They could stage this super pretty for Switzerland. Yeah, they could, but I think there's a lot of dark elements for that one. The staging has definitely undergone some changes since the performance at One and Vidbeer. The suits are a similar wide-legged puff shoulders 1970s cut. You love Ukraine this year. Help. Sorry, Rebecca.
I reckon this could be its first non-qualifier.
But they're now each in I don't think so. But they're now each in a different solid bright colour with lots of sparkle, and 3 backing singers have glittery soul paint suits. We'll get to those later. The onstage garden of grass and flowers has also gone, thank goodness. Instead, the LED wall has pink and green neon graphics that pulse and swell with the music and explode during the chorus. The lighting and close camera work really drive the performance. Even the way Daniel walks around the stage is perfectly choreographed to each beat. That is kind of cool. The whole thing is very stylish and polished, but that's very much the Cipher Black signature, no? There's low smoke on the main stage from the start. Then some fireworks during the guitar middle 8, post-lunch lol, not in this arena. Do you want to see their outfits? Well, apart from that bit. That's not the outfits.
Oh my. Oh dear.
What the Star Trek in hell is this? What is that?
It's like something ABBA would reject or wear.
Look at this!
That's like something that ABBA would reject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get the 1970s
What's with
late
the flares, man?
I get they're trying to go for the 1960s look. What is that?
Shawadu called. They want their outfits back.
Yeah. I hate to say Ukraine is qualifying. Excuse me, Jack. Yeah, I agree that it's qualifying, Jack. Honestly,
I actually think they might not make it. I've got that feeling.
Look, I think it's qualifying.
To be honest, they had bad staging as it is, and then now they've made it worse.
Well, at least the garden's gone.
Yeah, but they've made
the outfit's way worse. Mind you, they've got time to change it if they have to.
Yeah.
I honestly got to agree they're quite horrendous. I was expecting a 70s style, but way more
basically,
towards
when
natural
I'm looking at that,
tones.
I'm not thinking of a Ukrainian entry. I'm thinking, let's go out for a little walk
under the moon of love. It's really good, yeah. But in an ideal world, this shouldn't qualify.
Yeah.
But because it's Ukraine, because of the diaspora, because of the sympathy it will, I just pray to God that the jurors flop this in the final. I pray to God they flop this, because this deserves bottom right in the final.
Yeah,
it deserves not qualifying,
yeah,
but there you go.
It's terrible.
It deserves not... Look, there's no hate on Ziffer Black. I'm sure they're accomplished singers. I'm sure they're great artists. No hate on them, but it's not a good song.
No, it's not.
It just isn't.
And also those outfits. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I have no idea anymore. We'll see what the camera work is like. Finally, Le Royaume-Uni, the United Kingdom. Look, we've already talked about this before. I've already made my predictions that it will probably, likely, either top 10, maybe top 5 from the jurors because of their vocals, and hopefully some decent staging. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I must admit, throughout the course of the time I've been listening to all the songs
and going by the OGE poll.
Yeah, well, never mind about polls. I've already. That was about, yeah. I generally love this and vote for it, but it made results for Ukraine. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, as far as the UK is concerned, I must admit, I quite like the quirkiness to begin with. I thought could be different. But now, having felt all the vibes of all the different songs, I must admit it's not as good as I first thought it was.
No.
And I must admit it is a bit messy, it is a bit it is a bit weird and a bit daft. It probably might not suit Eurovision at all. Suits more musical theatre. What is the attitude of the UK now about you entering the competition? Here's the thing. They performed on the One show fairly recently, and when it came to the commenters on the One show Facebook page, Facebook's a bit of a different kettle of fish, but you get the idea. It's kind of similar to Twitter, let's face it. X, whatever. But when it came to the Facebook response, it was a case of, like, loving the girls. Remember Monday are awesome singers, they're accomplished, they're brilliant, and I love them. Song-wise, it's rubbish, according to the public.
Yeah, the song is rubbish.
And unfortunately, I feel that maybe it could be the case this year. This is why I'm saying the jurors will vote for it because of their great vocals and possibly great camera work and choreography. And hopefully the staging will be quite nice. We don't know for certain.
And we need to go back to national finals.
We've all discussed that.
Yeah.
But I do fear that the public are just going to find this a bit odd and a bit too quirky to vote for this. There might be some love. There might be some love.
Yeah.
It might get...
I only got 7 points on the OGE poll. So.
We might get points from Latvia, which is quite funny. But, and it's funny because they have girls as well. It's fine. But I do fear single digits from the public. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, 7 points.
But if it comes top 10 or top 5 of the jurors, I ain't complaining, you know? Which I think is probably likely going to happen because of them. It's nothing to do with the song. I think they're just going to vote for them.
The staging is going to be key.
Oh, absolutely. 100,000,000% the staging is key. Kind of agree, the song is not strong enough, but they are great. Everybody agrees they are
brilliant singers. I say they're brilliant singers.
Which you finally agree to.
Right. Because obviously their version of Husavik is wow.
Oh, if you've seen their version of Husavik.
That is awesome.
I wouldn't say better than the original, but definitely up there amongst great covers.
Yeah.
Definitely up there.
Right? But this song is just
it's
not
mad.
right.
I agree, it's mad. It's too mad to probably vote for. But then again, it might get some
if they had a ballad, a really strong ballad, I reckon.
I've always suggested a ballad this year.
Yeah, right. If they had a very strong ballad with those vocals and those harmonies, similar to like a sort of song like "It's My Time."
Top 10.
Yeah, it would have been brilliant.
Yeah.
But that song is just not going to work.
A ballad about friendship. They're friends, they're BFFs. Hello. Am I sneaking a tattoo lyric here and there? Also, I do expect when it comes to the staging, when they say the words, when they say the line, "What's this new tattoo?" I reckon they're going to show the Eurovision logo on one of the backs because I think one of the girls, it's not a real one. They got a fake tattoo. One of them, I think it might have been Holly, the ginger one. Yeah. I think she's got a tattoo on the back with the Eurovision Song Contest logo, but it's not real, it's fake, but I think they'll use it for the staging. Because, let's face it, it would make sense. Anyway, I think we're going to end it there with predictions.
Yeah.
As far as that is concerned. What other things we're going to mention?
We were going to go through those rules, weren't we, they've brought in this year.
I'm just trying to remind myself of what the hell is that? What the hell just happened?
Yeah. We were going to talk about the flags and stuff.
But very quickly, because I want to watch some Formula 1 in a minute. Well, you can go. See you later, Dylan. But we'll just quickly mention about the flags, because I don't want to discuss about the Wii with Joe polls. But yeah, mentioning the flags. So the rule is with the flags, any person going to see them can bring in any flags, so as long as they are
including Palestine flags.
They can bring any flag they like, so as long as it's within accordance of Swiss law. So no
Nazi flags
or something like that. Yeah. But anything to do. Am I on the right one? Yes, that's fine. I'm just going to go to that, and then we'll just do that. But yeah, as long as it's perfectly fine, you can bring in any flag you like. But with the artists, are only allowed to use flags for the flag parade that are from their country. They can't do anything else like what Nemo snuck in with a non-binary flag last year. They can't do that. But as long as they bring in their national flag, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not really complaining much. Some people are complaining because diversity and all the rest of it, but really they're representing their country. I know it's broadcasters, but still. We'll see what happens. Also, they're trying to the producers are kind of trying to sway people to not say the word cunt during Malta's performance. You think that's not going to happen?
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. All of the crowd are going to shout the word cunt. And speaking of... And I do understand that they are representing their country there, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're going to be ended there because I do want to watch some Formula 1. Because that's on right now with the Miami GP, even though... There you go. Anyway, we're going to be ending it there. No live stream next weekend. Instead, I'm just going to be advertising the fact that you lovely lot will be coming along to our watch-alongs for the first semi-final, second semi-final, and of course, the grand finale of the Eurovision Song Contest of 2025.
It's coming.
Oh, it's so... I feel it coming. It coming. It coming. Anyway, we'll see.
It's coming.
It's coming. Yeah. But anyway, we will see you there for the live stream watch-alongs for the first and second semi-final on Tuesday, the 13th, Thursday the 15th, and of course the grand finale on 17th of May. Otherwise, well, I will keep up to date with countdowns when the second rehearsal videos come out. I'm not covering the first rehearsals in terms of like any videos or anything else like that. Also, tonight's-ish, I think it's already tonight? Oh no, tomorrow night, excuse me. Tomorrow night, you will be voting for the grand final of my Eurovision knockout between Austria and Sweden. So keep an eye on that.
We're going down.
I'm not revealing the results of the third place playoff as of yet, but I'm just going to show Damo what it currently is. Don't say it out loud, but this is the current vote of the third place playoff, which I must admit, I've only just looked right now. Kind of surprised. Anyway,
I'm kind of surprised as well.
But we're not going to discuss it. Anyway, we'll see you anyway for the a couple of videos time or whatever. But thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video live stream. Bye bye.
Bye.